Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we are doing the 2023 top 10s, as I'm going to finish up the lightweight division by discussing my #1 lightweight in the world, former 3-division world champion Vasyl Lomachenko. And then when I am done with talking about Loma, we will discuss the state of the lightweight division moving forward. So, let's jump into Lomachenko. Well, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So we start with Loma being #1. I picked him for #1 because he should be the undisputed lightweight champion of the world right now. I mean, to me, it's just that simple. You know, I do not hold anything against Devin Haney outside of the facts. And I just do not believe that he won that fight. That's the thing is, I am the first person to say robbery is only in the case of a Manny Pacquiao, Tim Bradley 1 type of performance and fight. Because that was like 10 rounds to 2. That's what I consider to be a robbery, when it's so one-sided that it's a robbery that they gave it to the other guy. This was not the case. I will say that. I thought Loma won 8 or 9 rounds, which in my book is not a robbery. 9 rounds you can argue, but I thought he won 8 or 9 rounds. My thing was this, is I couldn't see how Devin won 7 rounds. I mean, because I didn't even think he won 5. And the reason why is, when Loma fought Devin for the undisputed title in May, he pushed the tempo of the fight. He landed more punches. He threw more punches. You know, I know a lot of Devin fans are saying, oh, well, Devin worked the body well. And Devin landed some good shots. I mean, he did. I'm not going to say that he didn't. He was definitely in the fight. But I just don't see how the judges gave him 7 rounds. You know, I can't see that. It did not happen. I'm sorry. That's a joke, and that was bullshit. But and I liken that fight to Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev 1. Because I was a Ward fan. Ward's from Oakland, and I'm a California kid. I was born in the South Bay right there. So I was pulling for Ward in the fight with Kovalev, that first fight. He got knocked down, yes. That didn't happen in this one. But when the judges came back and gave him a similar unanimous decision, that means they gave him 7 rounds, maybe even 8 rounds of the fight because of the knockdown. And I'm just like, how the hell did you give Andre Ward 7 rounds? It didn't happen. You know, and it's about the pace, who's pushing the pace, and Loma was clearly pushing the pace. And Devin Haney even said to his dad, what do I do in the 10th round, around that area? And then after the fight, Devin's face, it was written all over his face that he knew he lost. And, you know, that was such a shame, because he looked like he was in complete shock when he won. And then the after stuff. Here's the thing. Okay, if you feel Devin won, fine. Okay. Even Andre Ward. I compared this fight to that one. Andre Ward fought Kovalev again, to leave no doubt who the better man was. Floyd Mayweather, rematch with Jose Luis Castillo, to leave no doubt. He rematched with Marcos Maidana. I didn't think he lost the fight against Maidana. I thought he lost the fight against Castillo, yes, but not against Maidana. He rematched him, to leave no doubt. The truly great fighters, the legendary fighters, rematch good fighters, you know. And that's the other thing. Lomachenko's not a bullshit run-of-the-mill guy. You can make, I think the only guy in the division that Devin can make more money with right now might be Tank Davis. He could get pay-per-view again for Lomachenko, and he didn't take it. Loma wanted the rematch. Devin did not want the rematch. And here's the more bullshit. Devin tried to say, oh, well, you know, the rematch, I just didn't see the point. and blah, 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 blah. How do you not see the point in a rematch? Bill Haney, Devin's dad, said, well, I didn't think the fight was really all that close. Bull fucking shit. So if the Haney fans want me to argue that it was close to call either way, okay, then that means you guys agree that it was close. So how does Bill Haney take the complete opposite approach and say, oh, I didn't think the fight was that close? Maybe because Bill Haney's smoking the same fucking dope that Timothy Bradley was smoking, who said he felt he won 8 rounds against Pacquiao in that first fight. I'm sorry, guys. It's bullshit. And Vasyl Lomachenko deserved at least a rematch out of it. Fuck what you thought about the fight. He deserved at least a rematch, you know, and Devin Haney wanted none of it. So Lomachenko, to me, is your de facto undisputed lightweight champion of the world. He deserved that, and he didn't get it. So now, as we go forward into 2024, Lomachenko, another reason why he deserved a rematch is he is number 1 ranked in 3 different governing bodies of the 4. He is likely going to fight George Kambosos Jr. for the vacant IBF title. I think he might be also lobbying for the WBO belt right now. I think that's a possibility. But I do believe he's fighting Kambosos for sure. I think Loma's going to beat Kambosos convincingly and become at least the IBF champion. And then in the second half of the year, I'm really hoping that Lomachenko and Gervonta Tank Davis can finally fight. Tank is the WBA champ. Devin Haney's moved up, so that's out. Shakur Stevenson didn't sell himself to where I believe Vasyl Lomachenko or what's his name, Tank, are going to want to fight him. Loma might fight Shakur if he doesn't get the Tank fight, just because Bob Arum might push for it. It'd be a title unification, be a lot of money. But I think Loma can pretty much get anybody else in the division to fight him, even if that other person has to cross the street outside of maybe Tank. But I really hope that Tank and Loma really put it together, because Loma wants to establish why he's the best, and Tank, in all honesty, wants to establish, you know, needs to establish his legitimacy as the top guy in the division. He really does. He finally needs to get up off his ass and seal the deal and fight somebody, you know, at the top of the division and prove himself. And if he doesn't, he's bullshitting. He's ducking. But Loma is in a good position heading into this year. He is 35 though. He moves up 1 spot from number 2 coming into the year. Overall, he's 17-3, 11 knockouts. And as I said, he is the top-rated challenger in the WBC and the WBO. He's actually number 2 in the IBF. You know, he's on the verge of a big year. But he's number 1 because Devin moved up. You know, Devin, I would still rank number 1 because technically he has the belts. And technically they did give him the decision. But he moved up, so that's why Loma's number 1. But Tank hasn't done enough to earn the 1 spot away from Loma. He hasn't fought anybody like Devin in the best in his division. He puts weight clauses on the guys that aren't even the best, and then doesn't even fight him at 135, and Ryan Garcia. And then Shakur Stevenson hasn't done enough at lightweight to consider him. Those are the only 2 guys you could really think about. So that's it on Lomachenko. Now, the state of the lightweight division, where it's at is, as I said, those top 3 really need to establish themselves. Loma needs to establish himself as the absolute best by fighting a guy like Tank, maybe even Shakur. Tank needs to fight Shakur or Loma. He needs to fight one of them this year to establish himself as the top guy. And then Shakur Stevenson needs to legitimize himself, bounce back off that bad performance against Edward De Los Santos and do something. And then you got all the contenders fighting in this division. Emmanuel Navarrete might make a splash in the division, in the WBO side of it, and attempt to unify belts. A lot of things can happen, but this division really is still one of the top divisions in boxing. It might even be the deepest and the best, to be honest, in terms of overall talent. And a lot of good fights can be made. I just hope promotional issues and bullshit politics of boxing do not ruin some of the bigger fights from being made. But we'll see what happens. But that's it. That's what I got. That's my #1 lightweight in the world, former 3-division world champion Vasyl Lomachenko, and the state of the 135-pound lightweight division as my 2023 top 10s continue. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.